Oh my god, the brolly's just taken off. Oh my god, camera's gonna get wet. This is an absolute disaster. First take of 2023. Right, welcome to a new video. We're back out on the bank, and today you join me on a really cool place. I'm on the grounds of an old sort of 18th century, 19th century manor house, I believe. It's definitely an old building, and on the grounds it's got a couple of lakes. It's got a little complex of lakes that have been taken over by a club over the years, and yeah, run as a little fishery. Lovely little place, some really nice waters. One of the lakes has got some really good fish in it, but today I'm actually fishing one of the newer venues, which was or the newer lakes that were dug in the sort of late 90s, and it was sort of created as a mixed fishery. But over time, as is always the way, the carp have sort of pushed through, grown really well, and there's some really nice carp in this water now. So there's a reasonable stock of fish in here, so I'm hoping on this very short session that I've got today, I'm going to be able to get a couple of bites. So what I'm going to do is chuck the kit on the barrow and get around and have a look, see what I can find. As always, location's going to be key, so I need to find them. I've got very little time today, so to be honest, filming is probably going to have to take a little bit of a backseat until I've got some rods in the water, because I need to concentrate on getting the rods out and trying to catch one. So let's go and have a walk around, see what we can find, and I'll show you what I'm doing as the session goes, and hopefully we can land a few fish. That's new, mate. Right, rod number one's out. This is rod number two. Same rig on each rod. This is a little slip D Ronnie. This one's got a little Fruitalicious on it. The other rod has got a pink peril, both in 12mm. Little leg clip arrangement, nice and simple. And then all I'm going to do, just to put a little bit of extra attraction around the hook bait, is a little mesh bag of the DNA Maxi Cremix, just to give it a little boost of attraction. And this rod is going slightly to the left, sort of into the open water in front of me, like that, and job done. 2 rods out fishing. So then the rods are out. They've been out for about half an hour already. I literally got the rods out as quick as I could, didn't really do too much filming, because at the end of the day I've got about 2 hours fishing, and so essentially I needed to get the rods in the pond. So I've not really seen anything showing, but what I've done is I've come around to a swim that I've caught from previously at this time of year. I know it tends to hold a few fish. It tends to be sort of off the wind. It's a little point opposite the car park, and people don't tend to really walk around to this bit. They tend to try and cast across from the far side. And what I find is if you actually walk around and actually fish in this area, you haven't got a load of line going across the lake, and it seems to sort of put a little bit less pressure, or maybe a little bit kind of takes the caution away from, you know, your lines going straight across the swim, and stops the fish from maybe being quite on edge. But anyway, I've stuck out a couple of Ronnies, as you have probably seen. Just flicked them out not too far, and I've just put a little mesh bag of the DNA mini Maxi Cremix, which is really potent, as I probably always say in most of these videos, but it really does honk, and it really sort of helps pull those fish down. and it breaks down nice and quick as well, so it gives off some really good bit of attraction. So yeah, that's all I've done. I've not put any freebies out. There's quite a few guys spread around the lake, so I've just got an area that there's not too many people around, and it's given me a good bit of water to fish at, and hopefully it's an area where the fish might have moved in, where there's obviously guys spread around the lake in other areas. So fingers crossed. I've had a couple of liners, so it looks like there's a few fish knocking about, so I'm hoping we can have one before we have to shoot off. So we will see how we get on. So we are starting to get a little bit of drizzle now, and the wind's picking up a bit, so I think there might be a bit of a storm coming in. Now, since my last update, I've still had a few more liners. I've sort of repositioned the rods a little bit, brought them in a little bit closer, but I'm not fishing that far out, so I can't really bring them too much closer to the bank. But I have repositioned them slightly just to see if that actually does anything. But there's a couple of lads over on the bank over to my left hand side from where I'm fishing. They're fishing up against like a little no fishing bank, and they've just had one, so that's a nice sign. Obviously something switched on and produced a bite, so hopefully I'll be in with a chance before I have to go. But literally I'm doing probably 2.5 hours. It's a really short fishing. I just wanted to say the reason I've come to this venue is because it's a really shallow venue, and in the winter, you know, you get a lot of cold spells, and now and then you might get a bit of mild weather, and when you get those mild days, the shallow waters warm up the quickest and they react the fastest to that sort of change in temperature. So it can be sometimes that you've got really cold weather for a fair few weeks, and then you get a day or two of really mild weather, and the fish can actually switch on in that short period of time. And it pays to try and target those kind of venues in the winter, because they do switch on a lot quicker and you've got much more chance of getting a bite. Now, it does help if there's a decent stock of fish as well, and this lake has got a nice stock of fish in it, so that's another reason for me coming here, because I'm on a short window of time. The more fish in the lake, the more chance I've got of getting a bite. But I'm not after anything big today. I am literally just trying to get a bite. It will be my first fish of 2023, because this is my first session of the year, so it'd be really nice to get one. But hopefully I'm not going to continue with last year's bad luck, and where I kind of did a lot of blanking. But we'll see how we go anyway. But yeah, like I said, very short session, so let's hope one of the rods goes rattling. Wow, first take of 2023. It's pouring down. I wasn't expecting it to rain. I thought it was going to be a dry evening, and it's turned out to be a wet evening. So my short little 2, maybe 3 hour session, I thought was going to be nice and dry and easy. I've had to put the brolly up. I've left my jacket in the van. Oh my god, the brolly's just taken off. Oh dear. What is going on? Right, I'm going to have to go and sort this out before the camera gets wet. What an absolute disaster this is. Jesus Christ. Oh dear. This is not going to plan. I've literally just lobbed an umbrella up quick, just to try and keep the kit sort of dryish. and the rain is now coming, or the wind is now coming from a different direction. It's just gone up under the brolly basically and just blown the brolly over. The problem is I've got one of my cameras set up on a tripod underneath it, and obviously I do not want that getting wet. It's already got a little bit damp, so I'm literally wearing a hoodie, so I'm obviously getting wet as it is. But anyway, we got our first bite of 2023, first session of 2023, first bite of 2023 on the old Slip D Ronnie. And this was just on a little single with a little tiny little mesh bag. Oh, the brolly's taken off again, Jesus Christ. Alright, let's get this in the net. Oh, he would tank off that way, the camera's going to get wet. Sake, this is an absolute disaster. What's the start to the year? Oh my god. Right, I'm going to have to let him run. Oh my god. Oh, I need to sort that mess out. Well, I hope you're loving this video at the moment. Normally, I'm a little bit more organised and professional than this. At the moment, this is not going to plan. Well, it's absolutely nailed in the bottom lip. And first fish of 2023. Oh, happy days. Well, that was worth coming out, to be honest, and getting a bite. So first fish of 2023 then. Absolutely nailed, bottom lip, first bite, first fish in the net. Brilliant, okay. Right, first one of 2023 then, only a little one, but nice to have a bite on the first session. On the old Slip D Ronnie, on the pink peril pop-up, and that little mesh bag of the Maxi Cray mix has done the job. As you can see, it's very lively. Bit of a shoddy camera setup as well. I've done it on the rush, to be honest, because it's been raining. But yeah, it's only a little one, let's get it back. Nice to have a first bite of the year. And hopefully it continues that way and we end up getting a few more this year, because last year was full of way too many blanks. But nice start, not blanking on the first session, so happy days. Let's get it back, and I'm probably going to go home, to be honest, because the weather's pretty grim. But anyway, yeah, nice start to the year. Right, back she goes then. Ooh, first one of the year, only a little one, but glad to meet your acquaintance. Off you go. Awesome. Right, and that's the end of the session. Kit is loaded up. I'm doing this on the GoPro because all the SLRs are packed away because the weather is grim. The rain's just sort of stopped a little bit. There's a little bit of drizzle coming down, but the wind's picking up and it is getting pretty grim now. Pretty carpy weather, if I'm honest, but I wasn't really prepared for it, so I'm gonna call it quits. I've had that one fish and I've literally packed up straight after having that and got the kit back to the van. So anyway, 2 hours fishing, had a fish, bloody hell, the wind's knocking me out the door now. But yeah, it's been a nice first session to the year, nice to get out, nice to catch a fish on the first one, and hopefully the videos throughout the rest of the year are going to be much better than this one. And if you are watching this video for the first time, visiting the channel, then please go and watch some of the previous videos, because this is probably a terrible edit compared to what I normally do. But anyway, thanks for watching the video, subscribe if you're new, give it a like if you enjoyed it, and see you in the next video.